burgers going, camp set up. We are ready to go to one of the parks that had the last volcanic eruption in 1915. This is Lassen Volcanic National Park. This is awesome.
Here we go.
Oh! Woo-hoo! 15 down, baby. What do we got? 48 to go? Let's go. Yeah! The energy is high as my brother Luke, his wife Olivia, Kira, and I venture to our last stop of the California coast trip. Okay, we've got 10 minutes before the visitor center closes. 2 things to find out: where to go tomorrow and who the heck Lassen is. I didn't even grab my passport book.
Visitor Center closes at 5 p.m. Please use this remaining time to finalize any purchases or ask a question. We will reopen tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Additionally, he was an entrepreneur.
So, Peter Lassen has left behind a history that the region is not proud of. He immigrated to the US in 1830, but shortly after his arrival, caught the westward expansion bug and ended up in California. There he secured 22,000 acres for a ranch. Here is where it gets scummy. To redirect other immigrants toward his ranch and sell them the land, he created a new shortcut that took people down a trail riddled with steep river canyons, intense dust, and long stretches without reliable water. This shortcut turned out to add 255 miles, and when 9,000 people followed his advice in 1849, the trail was left with only grave sites, abandoned wagons, and water that was undrinkable due to it being filled with dead horses. This trail is now widely known as the Death Route. And Pete was murdered 10 years later, and I'm sure you can guess why. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, fascinating that it's named after him. Wow.
The time is now 5 p.m. and the Yosemite Visitor Center is closed.
We are headed to Manzanita Lake for sunset, and we're gonna take a nice drive through the park. I think it'll take about an hour. So the road just opened because there are road closures due to some landslide. Luke seems excited.
Smells a little raunchy. Oh, look, it's bubbling.
What'd you eat? That 22,000 acre ranch later turned into 106,000 and was designated as our 17th national park by President Woodrow Wilson in 1916. Currently, 400,000 people every year come to see the park's array of mud pots, hot springs, and the largest plug dome in the entire world. More on that when we actually hike to the top of it. Going to catch the sunset and Manzanita Lake. What do you think?
It was amazing. It was so dark and spooky. There were bats and silhouettes.
It was freaking awesome.
So cool.
What would you rate it, sunset expert?
8.4, because right as the sun dipped down, all of a sudden all these bats came out.
8.4, what do you have to say about that?
I think it was probably like a 7.6. It was really solid.
The bats were super cool. I've never seen bats that intimately. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spot.
It's so peaceful.
Yeah, we're still whispering for some reason, even though we're like the only ones here, so that just goes to tell you, peaceful spot for sure. But we got hamburgers waiting for us at home. Let's go.
Okay, what is it? What kind of thing is this? Shinerback?
One of the easiest and most convenient meals that we have road tripping are burgers on the Blackstone. Huge shout out to the Spice Boys for hooking us up. This wood is so dry. Like just like stick.
Kira, did you want half cheese or full cheese?
Just instantly.
I'll do no cheese, thanks.
I'll do full cheese.
Look at us eating healthy. Deep fried zucchinis with Oreos.
Oh yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Hey.
Like a year and 10 days.
You can like smell it.
No. I'm not that silly.
Next time.
Theory coffee roasters, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
You can't ever say something's 10 out of 10. That's just being greedy. But we realized it was National Coffee Day too, so happy National Coffee Day. And we're off to Lassen Peak to do a pretty strenuous hike, it looks like, so let's do that. Hey! Hey you! What do you think?
This is amazing!
Super cool. We made a quick pit stop on the way to Lassen. It's called Burney Falls. Here, I'll show you. It looks super cool. The crown jewel of experiencing the park is definitely hiking up to the top of the volcano. Lassen Peak, I believe it sits at 10,400 feet. It's an out and back trail, 5 miles total, 2,000 feet elevation gain. And it's getting closer to sunset than we hoped. So we're gonna try to just rip through it and go as fast as possible. Also because it's cold. What do you think?
I don't know, I'm nervous because it's cold, but it's so steep that I feel like I'm gonna be shedding layers as we go and then carrying them, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's 2.5 miles up one way and 2,000 feet up. So that's steep. That's steep. Yeah, I mean it's steep.
Let's get this bad boy locked. All right, now we go. Let's do it.
Let's rock and roll. One thing to consider when you're hiking, especially above 10,000 feet, is altitude sickness, of course. Dizziness, headache, nausea, pain behind the eyes, and really the only cure is to hike to lower elevations. So something to be aware of if you're doing higher elevation hikes.
Wow. 1914. That is pretty bananas. Spice Boys. Shout out Spice Boys, getting us fed and ready last night for this hike. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Phaser Marketing, for keeping our hat here in check. We haven't showered in a while. And shout out Smart Water, the best water in town. Get your Smart Water here.
We are working our way up the largest plug dome volcano in the entire world. This specific type of volcano has a steep-sided, rounded mound formed when viscous lava wells up into a crater and is too stiff to flow away. It ends up piling up as a dome-shaped mass, often completely filling the vent from which it emerged.
Magma. Yeah, as it mixed with dacite was quenched, cooled suddenly to form blobs in the magma. Somebody had fun writing that one. So where are the quenched blobs? Is this a quenched blob? A lot quicker than I thought. That's what I just said. We are meant to be together.
This volcano was awakened from its 27,000-year slumber on May 30th, 1914, where it spent the next few years exploding over 150 times and spewing ash more than 300 miles away. This eruption actually created the first United States volcano observatory, where they now read digital seismographs to monitor the activity of the volcano. You can see a live report of this activity and other volcanoes using the link in the description. Last I checked, Lassen Peak was not posing any harm.
Okay, now it started snowing. We're getting smacked in the face with snow. Run! This is awesome. This is how you earn a view.
Okay, so we hiked the volcano, and our total time was 2 hours 35 minutes, 5 miles. Total elevation gain 2,041 feet.
Heck yeah. Let's go. Ike, what do you got? Any that was awesome. Do it.
Would recommend.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's cloudy, still very cool.
So much fun. I'd say one little piece of advice is wear something to cover your ears, because I think that is something that could be lost upon.
The rocks, 11 out of 10. The trees go like this. Like they're just so, it's just such a cool place.
Yeah.
That is a wrap on Lassen Volcanic National Park, as well as our entire California coast trip. Kira was obsessed with this park, and if you plan to travel here yourself, you can expect, of course, hiking up the volcano, checking out the hot springs, and be sure to head down to Manzanita Lake to check out an epic sunset. Our adventure through all 63 national parks has led Dylan and I to a park with big elk and huge mountains. We might even be test driving a Tesla.
Yo, hooping for Isaac!
We will see you in Rocky Mountain National Park in 2 weeks.
You and my bro!